Okay, moving right along here, we are going to do some practice together and some on your own, and then I will assign your homework for tonight. It says write the percentage as a fraction or a mixed number. So I know percents are always over 100, so I got 5 100ths, and if I simplify that, I can divide them both by 5, and I get 1/20th. This one's a little bit weird. It's going to look awkward, but it's 168 over 100. And then we know how to make a mixed number because we divide 168 by 100, which would be 1. And I have a leftover of 68, so this would be 1 and 68 100ths. And then I can still simplify that because I know those are both even, so I come out with 1 and 17 25ths. So I divided by 4. My next one, and I'm going to draw a line here and kind of draw an arrow here so you can see where it's going. 36 over 100, that part's pretty easy. And then I'm going to divide by 4 and get 9 25ths. And then I have 83 over 100, and that one's just going to stay as is because I can't make that any smaller than that. Okay. Then we're going to slide down to the bottom, and it's asking you to write the fraction or mixed number as a percent. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. So I'm going to write it this way because I like when my fractions are above each other, not with this slanted line, but when you're typing, that's the way it goes. So 2 ways that I can find how to make my percentage. I can get this bottom number to 100, which looking at my numbers, I think I can get there. So 50 times 2 equals 100, so 31 times 2 equals 62. So my percentage would be 62%. The next one I'm going to write 19 20ths, and I'm going to make this bottom number 100. So 20 times what number equals 100? Correct, it is 5. So 19 times 5 is going to give me 95. So my percentage, I just take it off from the 100 and write it down. So far, so good. Then I have 1 over 200. Now, if I'm going to make this to 100, am I going to multiply that or am I going to divide? I think I'm going to divide by 2. And so if I divide this by 2, I'm going to get 0.5. And so I have 0.5 or 0.5%. And then this one here, I have 1 1/2. And I can make this 3/2 if I want to and bring this up to 100. And that would be times 50 here. And this would give me 150 over 100. So I would have 150%. Okay. Here's what I would like you to do for a little while on your own. They have some questions here, and I would just like you to take a moment, so teachers, if you could pause the video, and have the students just do what they can for numbers 1 through 6, maybe give them about 10 minutes or so, and just have them go through and see what happens. And then when you're done with that, they can come back and I will reveal what answers we have found. So you can pause the video. All right, 6th grade, let's see how you did. The first one says, write 40% as a fraction in simplest form. So I wrote 40 over 100 because I know that percentage goes over 100. I divided by 10 and got 4/10, and then I divided by 2 again and got 2/5. It says write 9 20ths as a percentage. So I knew 9 over 20, and from the problems we just did on the other side, both of those multiplied by 5 would give me 45 over 100. And once my number's over 100, I know I can just put that down as my percentage. Oops, I dropped the paper here. I'm going to keep going. The next one, it says which one does not belong. So this is 10%, 10%. 1 over 10, I did it here, ended up being 10%. This one here, however, is 1 over 100, so it's only 1%. So letter D does not belong. Number 4, it says you and a friend fill balloons with water. 2 out of every 25, which I wrote right here, balloons pop while you're filling them. What percentage of balloons did not pop? So we got to read. It says did not. So I found out, if I made this over 100, I found out that 8% of my balloons did pop, blah, but I wanted to know how many survived and how many did not pop. So I know percents are out of 100, so this is my whole number here, and here's my part, and this is what I had left over. So I had 92% of my balloons that did not pop, which is pretty good, because I'd rather have 92% of my balloons that I purchased than 8%. So that's the answer for that. Number 5, during the month of April, it rains 2 days for every 3 days that it does not rain. What percentage of days in April does it rain? So I went with, we want to go with the rainy days. So every 2 out of 30 days rains. And I went over here and I said rain was 2. I said no rain was 3, and I know there's 30 days in a month. So I divided that by 5 and I got 6. So up here I have 40% days with rain. And down here I have, if I change it to 20, 20, and 20, I would have then the 60% with no rain. So that's that problem. If you have more questions on that, you can email me or call me or come over and see me. The last one, we are just filling in the table. There are 100 students in the band. 40% are 12-year-olds. Half, which we learned on the other page, is 50%, right? Because this is 50%. Are 13-year-olds, so I put that there. The rest are 14-year-olds. So all these should equal 100%. So if these two here equal 90, then 10% would make my full. And then I was just bringing these over to make the fractions. If you simplified, super great. If you did not, that's okay too. So the point is that you took your percent and you made it a fraction, even if it wasn't in simplest form for now. All right, so any questions on that, you can ask your squad teacher or you can email me. But your homework for tonight is in the blue packet. So make sure your first and your last name are on here and your squad teacher's name. That way there, if it comes to me, I can correct it, and I have it on each page. So tonight your homework is write the percentage as a fraction or mixed number in simplest form. If you can't get all the way down there, at least get the fraction written so we can see it and then give it your best shot. Write a fraction or mixed number as a percentage. Remember, this bottom number here needs to be over 100. So just showing this one right here, remember we want to get that bottom number over 100 and figure out what that top number is. You be the teacher. Your friend writes 225% as a fraction. Is your friend correct? Here's what they did. You tell me. And these might look familiar from the beginning of the year because I did take them out of Big Ideas. Your friend writes 14/25 as a percent. Is your friend correct? And then I gave you 2 additional story problems to give it a try. During a 10-year period, 6 out of 30 Major League Baseball teams won the World Series. What percentage of Major League Baseball teams won the World Series during the 10-year period? And 17, of all the students in your class, 12% are left-handed, the rest are right-handed. Write a fraction of the students that are left-handed. Are there more right-handed or left-handed students? Explain. That should be pretty easy. There's almost no math involved, just a little bit of thinking on your part. If you have any questions, ask your squad teacher, or you can get a hold of one of your math teachers. Thank you.